Hi everyone, welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns. Today we have the monthly All Dungeons Restricted Major Glitches Community Race. On comms we have Meowski and Malmo, and the racers today are Sean, secretly a Sliver, and Relkin. So good luck, have fun. Comms, take it from here.
All right, so Relkin, very accomplished, Link to the Past speedrunner. Pretty good times in all the categories he's run. Really solid 80 RMG runner. Secretly a Sliver actually got the world record for not this category, but for 80 RMG on fast ROM, or on the ROM we use for randomizer, but it's like the vanilla preset. So this will be a pretty fun race. Will be interesting to see if how well Secretly a Sliver acclimates to slow ROM or just the default vanilla ROM. Yeah. Hey, you have anything to say, Malmo?
No. I mean, it is worth noting that the category Sean ran is also, I think, a different route. But I don't know if Sean necessarily ran a different route, but I know that Mr. Beyer had a very weird route for that one, and Sean was apparently faster than it, so probably was a similar weird route.
That's true, yeah, because that does affect a few things in the route, being on fast ROM and being able to quick swap and whatever else.
He did not run Beyer's route. That's probably the right decision.
Mr. Beyer, pretty well known for he loves routing stuff. He's actually making a task for 80 RMG right as we speak. Well, not right as we speak, but he's been making one. So kind of very in line with something that he would do, making a fun, weird route for this.
I actually don't know what route people are on, so I'll have to look. It looks like Relkin's on. Is this just the normal early hook route, I think? No basement clips. Pod is done after Eastern, and the whole thing is done in one trip, which is not what the world record does. They're both hard in their own ways. The world record route has a really difficult glitch in it.
And so remind me, is that the same as the Requiem route, or is that a different route?
The Requiem route is like a compromise version of the world record route that I think is a good difficulty balance between having to do a really hard glitch and having to do a really hard boss fight in Pod. Because what Relkin is doing is a 4-heart Helma, which is, you get to get hit once and then you're dead. But if you do one of those other routes, you can do Helma later with Tempered Sword. And you could have more than 4 hearts. You actually usually don't. You usually go in with 5 hearts, which is a little better, but not as good as having more than that. You see, it kind of looks like Sean might be doing the same route. It's Pod early. His split names are a little bit not straightforward.
Yeah.
I think, Ether Before Desert tells me this is also early hook route. I think they're actually doing the same route. Incredible.
That's pretty rare for this category.
It's rare for the weekly, or the monthly.
True, yeah. Because a lot of people will run marathon strats for this.
I actually forgot how the game worked and was expecting them to instantly go to Eastern, and that's not how you do that. In this category, you have to get your sword first so that you can use the certain buttons on your controller. You can press V after you talk to the uncle, and it actually does something. And you don't have Zelda talking to you the whole time.
That's true, yeah. No, this isn't swordless. Yeah, the sword is important. Secretly a Sliver says, Beyer's route is faster. I just outraced him in the dungeons. I see.
I think Beyer probably didn't have an optimal run in that. He just did a route that was so advanced that he didn't need to. But now he needs to run that category so he can take it back.
Yeah. Would love to see some more runs for Mr. Beyer. but he's he doesn't seem like that much of a speedrunner type. Definitely more of like a labber / like rando player / tasser.
He's a little bit of all of it. But
Yeah,
he's a dabbler in the speedruns. He likes to do multiple routes and multiple categories. I think he's probably the runner with the most split files for this category, I should say.
Oh,
Sean
no,
missed Lonk. Relga's doing the thing I really like to do, which is select buffer here, especially in a race. If you're doing PB attempts, you can just reset. But if you're in a race, you can make it a lot safer by giving yourself the time to get on the right pixel for the boost. Sean was not on the right pixel, and he didn't have very much time to adjust if he was doing it unbuffered. But you can just
really
go back in.
Play,
you can go back in and try it again. You can do it again. That looks better. Yeah. It was hard to tell because the guard was blocking the cue that I use.
Yeah, I used back when I ran this, I used the bottom of the shadow, like lining up with one of the steps, I think. So now we're gonna see the river fought, right? The funny auto walk thing from Relkin's end.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he plays it safe with a lot of select buffers there too. Interesting. I'm unsure if that's like race / marathon strats or if that's just what he normally does.
Doing it unbuffered is really difficult. It may not be hard for you who grinds any %, but for normal people like us, some of these things probably should be buffered.
I think you can at least do the up motion unbuffered because there's a big window where you can just kind of tap up and then have you go into the right pixel.
Oh yeah. I usually do the cardinals with the sword, and then I'll do the diagonals with select.
That's a pretty good compromise, yeah.
It can require a little bit of grip change gymnastics, but once you've done it enough, that part isn't really difficult anymore.
That's fair, yeah. Did Relkin skip the citrus altogether?
I think so. It only saves a few seconds. Like, Sean already lost time just by failing it once.
Mm-hmm.
So in a race, if you care, you probably just want to do what you're comfortable with. If you're an RMG runner,
I don't like what he's doing because he's holding out the sword and then doing the diagonal. But the problem with that is that when you release the D-pad, you might get like a straight cardinal.
Oh.
Instead of what I like to do is like slash and then diagonal and then slash and then release. Like during the like you push down the diagonal and then you release the diagonal both during like slash and lag.
My experience with the citrus clip is I don't usually save time doing it, but I hate pumping so much that I'll do it anyway.
That's completely valid, actually.
And I do it with select buffers for most of it, especially the diagonals. And if I do it well, I can save 2 seconds. Like if I get it first try and I don't do too many extra select buffers, it does save time, but very hard to save time. If you
it's especially good in like swordless.
If you're sword buffering the whole thing, you are saving up to 7 seconds on the clip, which is pretty good if you're good at it. It's something you want to bring in to your PB attempts if you're running at the 108 level like Relkin is.
Yeah, I think for me, like if I were to, I'm planning on coming back to this category at some point. But like I'd want to do the citrus every time, even if it's just as like a pride thing, Just like I have to like be able to do this, I guess, even if I lose like 30 seconds each attempt to bad citrus attempts. Something that Hodarubi would do a lot on his routing, especially in like longer MG categories, is he'd use like a menu buffer at the end of the, I think like 3 or 5 frame diagonal. I forgot how long the diagonal is, but the kind of long diagonal in a citrus. Which I find like weird because you have to do a weird grip change and that's probably gonna, make you mess up or something, but
what's he menuing to?
Just whatever his next menu is.
Oh, okay. So in this category, you don't have anything to menu to. You don't have the bow yet.
That's a good point, yeah. I mean, there are other places to do citruses in this category, right?
Oh, that's true. But Are there? Actually, you get your boots
Maybe?
after this, so everything
Oh,
you're doing
true.
is just boots clipping.
So
Although
it really just is the one citrus. That's kind of sad.
I do know I watched a lot of Yuzuhara, and he will do citrus clips because he prefers them, even with boots. And he's good at them. I mean,
They were
it's
named
called a
after him,
citrus
yeah.
clip for a reason. Also, fun fact: I am eating yuzu right now.
Wait, really? I've actually
Yeah.
never had yuzu before.
Yeah, they started selling a lot of yuzu products at the store for some reason. It's like super trendy, but I don't know if it's trendy just because the stores decided to start selling it. Because it kind of just appeared. It's good though. I'm eating it on fish.
I gotta try that. There's a, I don't think they sell it at my local grocery store, but like there's a like an Asian market kind of near me, so I should probably go there.
Sometimes if you get sushi, they'll give you like a yuzu relish sauce, which is
Oh, you know, I
quite
have
good.
had that, yeah.
Yeah, it's very
That's
good.
really good.
Took me a while to realize it was yuzu because I was eating the sauce that I have at home, and then I ate sushi later, and I was like, oh, this is the same thing.
Good Pinkus Armos from Sliver. Alright, so Relkin's going down here, which is different than the Yuzuhara route.
Yes, and the yuzu route wouldn't have even done River Fought. It would have done a citrus clip to go to Kakariko to get a bottle, and then another citrus to get to Eastern. So
Oh, that's right, okay.
You go west to get to Eastern, as you do, because the world is I don't know, the world is kind
the
of
world is around.
it's kind of a donut, but also like when you go out of bounds on the edges, it behaves very strangely, and you can't actually explore that far. But you can get just far enough to get into Eastern, but nobody has to do that in this category.
I think Relkin was supposed to, he dashed up the middle line of bushes. He was supposed to dash up the right line of bushes, right? Or is that not how that works?
Oh, I don't remember. I think the middle line is fine because you're going to cancel with diagonal right and then slash your sword.
I see. And then you're waiting for the sword charge anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You want to cancel at the end of the bushes. So you're canceling your dash earlier than you think, but it's because you're going to spend that time walking and charging your sword.
Hmm.
One of the benefits of the newer routes, I say newer, this has been 5 years now at least, is that you don't have to do Death Mountain with dead rocks and boulders. You just get this nice peaceful rain state.
You're giving me war flashbacks here, Malmo. I lost like like 25 seconds in my run today to dead rocks and boulders. But I digress. Oh, Relkin misses the he just walks to the pixel there, huh?
Yes.
I really like the method you taught me, which is like you go in the corner and then you diagonal from it.
I
That's
taught
just
you
like
that?
super. You taught me that, yeah.
I don't do
doing...
that. But that
Wait,
is
you don't?
No, I walk to the pixel like Relkin does. It's faster. What? Walk to the pixel is 1 second faster than the diagonal corner strat if you get it first try.
Well, this was like a year ago when I learned this.
I probably taught you that because walk to the pixel is actually really stupid. And I can't endorse it unless you're trying to save 1 second in your run. But I do it because that's how I learned it. And I'm not actually better at the other strat, so I just keep doing it.
I was doing the bonk strat, and you were like, no, don't do the bonk strat.
No,
that's the big thing.
Only the world record runner does the bonk strat.
Is the bonk strat slower, right?
Yeah. I tried to talk... Oh, no, Sean. I tried to talk Doomtap into doing the bonk... Or to doing walk to the pixel, because saving 1 second actually matters for him a lot more than it does for someone like me, but... Also, there's a lot of places where you can lose the run, and he didn't want to introduce any more of those.
Now we get to play the game of, are these runners going to get lost in pod and do the wrong thing? Because that happens to me every single every single time. I was about to swear. Every single time I go into pod, you know, and it's a category that isn't NMG, or sometimes when it's NMG.
Pod is different in like every version of this category, and randomizer, and other modes of randomizer, and NMG.
And other categories. And there are 2 different NMG routes.
That's right.
Because I've started to do the hover route sometimes now.
Oh,
and
no.
like I can't keep it up. My brain isn't big enough to remember all those routes.
I mean, if you're the world record holder and hovered again, and I guess the hover route's good for you. The world record of this also hovers in pod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think if you try one strat and it fails, falling back on the strat you know is good. And Relkin also failed the walk to the pixel and then did a more slow manual lineup, which is the same thing I do. Because if you fail again, you don't have enough health to do it. You have to break out the 1-frame clipping, which most of us don't actually know how to do.
I saw a bunch of like old Andy PBs of, you know, categories that I guess used to be RMG or, you know, like MG categories and stuff, and like every other clip would be a really long one like that, where you'd have to do like 1-frame sword buffer diagonals like 8 times in a row, and then you'd be able to do the clip, and he just hit it every time.
Andy is one of the best at sword clipping in the world. Like, probably still is.
He's probably the best at those, but...
I think like him, I mean, Yuzuhara is probably better now, but for a very long time, Andy was the top sword clipper. There might have been some people like FSG who could do it too. I was kind of before my time.
That was a really sick backup from Relkin, by the way. I can't believe he got all those turtles before they like turned around again. But yeah, I think Andy's probably still the best at like those specific clips. But to be fair, nobody needs to do those clips anymore. So it's like, I don't know. There's not like a reason to be the best at like the really like messed up ones that nobody has to do anyway.
Well, you know, you don't have to start with boots and rando.
I mean, that's true, but we have like, I'm saying for like cases where we, you know, we have citruses now, or I guess maybe there is a reason to do some of those clips.
Well, bomb clipping was the big innovation that made this category, like, reasonable for normal people.
Oh.
There was a very lovely window of a few years where this category was actually reasonable to run for normal people, and then it was made unreasonable again. And then it was made reasonable again by Requiem, so good job. But also you can do whatever you want. You don't have to run the new routes. Relkin has a 10... Is that a 109 or a 108? I can't read. I think it's a 108, which is a really good time. I think that beats the world record that Louis had before Yuzuhara came along with the new route. Or if it doesn't, it's like, if it doesn't, it's really close. Because that was also a 108 something. On the same route.
Sliver waiting for a fireball that never came. Respectable play, because you don't want to have fireballs all over the place just when you pop the mask and he's like going to hit you with his tail, and so, yeah.
It's seeing as there's a sum of best below that's a 108. But they look identical. Like, I can't tell them apart. They both look like 8s.
Gotcha. Yeah, I tried to do the math on it, but I am stupid, so
So this does not beat Louis' PB, but it's still a very good run. Like, sub 110 is a huge milestone for any of the routes.
Yeah, sub 110 is really cracked. But Sliver has a 107 apparently? Or no, is that 117?
That's a 117.
Yeah, because he doesn't. He runs faster on mostly, so he has the potential to get just a huge PB here.
I mean, he only has 4 completed runs in this category. Or at least in this route, on these splits. So it would be really wild if he had a 107. 107. I mean, if it was like 107.07, that's That's like the world record Doomtop had before he got the 106.
I see, okay. So why is it that when you save and quit and then menu to the mirror there, it just takes you to the tank? Like, what about that makes sense?
It resets your spawn point. I don't know why.
Interesting. Yeah, this is a silly game we play.
So we should probably explain what Relkin is doing. Why are we in the escape twice? Relkin needs a key to unlock Swamp from Hera, and there's a key available in Dark Cross. One of the big downsides to not doing Basement Clip Route, because we didn't really explain why you do that, but Basement Clip Route gives you a free big key to Hera and Desert. And you could skip the big key chest, which is Tile Room. So being able to skip Tile Room is really nice. And you also get to skip that trip to the escape, because you don't need to spend the key on Tile Room, so you just get the basement cage key and you're good.
I see. It is weird seeing him not do Harapot in in an RMG category.
Oh, he will. Don't worry. Harapot is
Okay.
later. So
Gotcha.
Harapot can't be your first way up Hera because you had to climb Hera to get the hook shot.
I see.
I mean, you don't really have to, but at the very least, you want the pearl. You're not doing Maya without a pearl, so you can, but it's not fast. So you climb and get the pearl and get hookshot later in Mire, or you climb and get hookshot now and the pearl. And then later you go back up and kill Moldorm when you have a better sword.
Killing Moldorm with a better sword is a lot it feels a little bit better than having him just like mess you up.
Okay, I respect
with
this.
sword.
I respect the decision to get coffee break. Sean has extra arrows. You need 6. Well, you want 6 to do the fake flipper. And he has 10, so he got to spend one on this. It's a little slower because you have to menu, but I think it's worth it. It's just quality of life, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Because otherwise you're going to get hit by the Moldorm in the next room and you might just die, and it's a whole thing.
And in categories,
he still gets hit.
I think Death Warping here is good. He needs a heart to do the Moldorm, or to do the Moon Pearl. Yeah, he's gonna... He also lamped 3 times, and the reason he did that is because he has to normalize a variable that lets fake flipper work, which is the thing Relkin's about to do. He's gonna put a bunch of stuff on screen so that when he splashes, the splash doesn't spawn. And if the variable is not normalized, then the splash will spawn and you'll get kicked out and you'll lose all your resources. So Sean has nice, comfy 4 hearts going up the climb. Well, you lose 1 getting the pearl, and then exit, hopefully with 3 hearts, which is, technically enough, but Thieves Town is dangerous no matter what you do. The only way to really make Thieves Town safe in this category is to do early Moldorm. But then your Moldorm's not safe, so, at what cost? You can also farm fairies. You can slash bushes, which I thought Relkin was about to do, but he didn't.
What are we, I see, okay, so he wanted his, like, X-Pixel to be set up while he was charging his sword there.
You used to have to do a bomb flip here. Before this
we
dash
discovered
method. Yeah.
dash citrus.
Yeah, and it...
Is there a reason you can't do a regular citrus?
Yes, because the rail gets in the way. The regular citrus
okay.
brings you really high up, and you'll bump into that rail. So, I mean, before bomb clips, you had to do the, like basically Kiki skip, but in the other direction. You had to do the multiple one-frame diagonals, sword clipping, which is one of those things that I think Andy still does, because he's good at it.
Ooh, okay, so one thing I want to ask you. So I noticed that Relkin grabbed the hammer peg, I assume to despawn the shield for, like, lag reasons. Why does Sean not have a key?
He forgot. Basement cage, apparently.
Gotcha, okay.
That's what the oops in chat is. I was wondering. Now, here's the problem, is he's not going to be able to do the normal fake clippers because he flooded the room and he returned to it. So, there are some options here. It's not over for him. There are other fake clippers you can do that don't need the room to be fresh. Kind of hard to explain, but the water in the staircase changes when you reload the room.
I see.
And you can't do the, like, easy strat, so you'd have to do a different strat called top rail, which is just like a more manual clip of the very top. And if he can't pull that off, then he can reroute and do late hookshot instead of early hookshot, which means that he just doesn't do Hera right now, he does it later. And he does flippers. He has to completely change his route to do this, but he could get the flippers before desert, and then do desert, then mire, and then get the hookshot while in mire instead, which is an older route. And then he doesn't need to fake flipper, because he just has the flippers and can just swim. So he's noticing now, I think, that the clip is not working the way he expects it to, because the staircase changes when you reload the room. So he's trying to, like, get on the pixel, but it's not working, and that's because the staircase is different. So getting flippers is the solution to that. But you don't need the hookshot until much later, so you can still continue the route. So if he's listening, what I would recommend is to just go to Thieves Town and do Thieves, do Skull, and then get your book and your tempered, and then go up the mountain, get your ether, and instead of going to mire, cross the mountain to the other side and click down to Zora and get your flippers. So, trying to think of what we're doing here. We're farming for arrows to do the fake clipper again, but that doesn't solve the original problem of the fake clipper doesn't work the same way in that room.
If you could, like, type in chat, like, kind of just general directions for what he should do, I think that would probably be really helpful for him.
Yeah, it's just hard to explain. I can explain the clip to Zora, which he doesn't have to do until later, so he can just continue the run, and then it'll be in chat waiting for him. Well, here's the thing, is he knows how to get flippers. It's exactly the same as in the route he normally does.
It is?
Yes, it's, you're not Louis hopping because you're not on the Turtle Rock thing, but if you miss Louis hop, the backup is to spin speed clip out and then walk to the right, and that works just as well after Thieves and Skull as it does after Turtle Rock.
Okay, so now he's doing DMD and he's going to Thieves. That's what's happening?
Yes. He's doing Thieves, which works. Thieves doesn't require a hook shot.
Okay. I think we're back on track here. This is, as like unfortunate as it is that that happened to him, this is pretty interesting seeing someone like kind of figure out a backup route and just do it live.
Yes. That's why I really like racing this category, even though it's really volatile. He's getting his money now, which is interesting.
Meanwhile, Ralph's doing Frog Door. It's named that because the frog's name is Frog Door. Don't let anyone say otherwise. Frogdor. That's his name, Frog Door.
Yeah, I completely, in all this confusion. Relkin did Thieves Town apparently without incident. So, good job.
I'd love to be able to know what those red blobs mean, but unfortunately they don't resemble numbers because of like bitrate or something.
Bitrate, yeah.
Maybe I can upgrade.
I don't know why, but red always gets the worst compression.
Yeah, you're right.
It just always does, especially in like JPEGs.
Why is the only option... Oh, okay, there we go. I switched to source instead of 360p 30 FPS. Okay, now I can see that. So he's plus 26.8, plus 9.9 on gold.
So one thing Sean needs to do, he doesn't need to do this now, but after he kills blind, he needs to use the mirror before he transitions screens. He can do this right before leaving the screen to go to Smith. So after Thieves Town, get your 300 rupees and then menu to mirror. And before you transition, use the mirror. And then you'll go back to Real Dark World and not get in on the library screen and miss the Smith. It's not the end of the world if you do. You just have to go into the MIDS portal above CAC and get back in the Dark World, but it is quite slow. I suppose in that case you could just get the book and then go back in. It's probably faster to get the book if you're already on that screen than to mirror. And the nice thing about having died in Thieves is that the crickets will no longer kill you. They're not crickets anymore. So you notice that they're dying when he dashes through them. So the place where he died is actually not that bad. So you already got the big key. Part of the reason he died is because when he jumped off that ledge, the Zazak was waiting for him and hit him for 2 damage. Ooh, we do a Skull EBJ for Relkin.
Nice.
Nice.
I love that strat. I mean, I haven't tried it yet, but it just like looks visually very appealing.
It's faster than hovering, right?
Hovering there is actually really fast.
Oh, well then you should be doing that, because you have the hover to Ganon world record.
The problem with the hover there is that, like...
The Moldorms, right?
Yeah, the Moldorms. Yeah. I know Corey used to do that, and there's like a backup for if the Moldorms are there, you like slash the sword mid-hover or something.
Oh my gosh, no wonder no one does it.
Yeah, it's
oh my gosh, Sean!
But the big...
Sorry, this is a lot of Zazaks in one place.
Just...
Alright, we're good.
Man, they're just... You should get the arrows for your trouble. There we go. You went through all that.
Did I say early EVJ? No, I said Skull EBJ. I did not say early EBJ.
But, yeah, what I was saying was the real-time save is from... I think you save like 2 menus or something by doing it.
Well, the super nice thing about it is that you can mirror out and, in theory, not take the damage.
Yeah,
but you do have to
that's true.
remember to slash the Ropa coming out, or else you'll take 2 damage anyway.
That's
Wow,
true,
nice
yeah.
fight.
But instead of having to menu to bombs from mirror, you just stay on mirror, and then you're going to menu to like fire rod anyway, so that saves two menus.
I see. What Relkin is saying, there is actually an early EBJ. That's a real thing. It's an EBJ that's earlier. So early bomb jump. I guess I should have said what EBJ stood for instead of assuming. Oh no, we're off script.
Oh no. Yeah,
okay.
It's a little bit weird doing this with the fighter sword.
Sean will channel the spirit of Niobium Narwhal and dodge everything. Or not. My approach to this is to get the sword and then go back in with beams. But you also have
got fighter sword.
Well, that's the thing.
Oh, you can get the sword. Okay,
you get the tempered sword, and then you farm some hearts and go back in with beams, and it makes the refight possible. Oh no, Zazak wasn't going to let him dash. I appreciate the perseverance, though.
What a trooper.
Yeah.
I commend this man.
That's the spirit of all dungeons racing.
Uh-huh.
We call it all disasters for a reason. Alright.
Meanwhile, Relkin's just got a gold.
Yeah, nice.
On the other side of the fence where the grass is greener.
Well, he's also only plus 22. Like, he could PB on this. I don't know what his blue balls are. I don't think he's one of those people who, like, puts them in his splits, but alright.
Alright, we actually are channeling Nio right now.
Yes. No, right into blind. I am a big fan of using, like, menu buffers when you're in trouble, but it doesn't always save you. It just makes you die slower.
The truth is, we're not actually good at this game. We're just good at executing the speedrun strats to this game. Blind is probably the best evidence of that.
Oh yeah, blind is impossible. You know what's also impossible is doing Ice Palace the intended way. Nobody knows how to do that.
True, yeah.
Like, actually, if you pull a whole bunch of RMG runners who have, like, 124 times and ask them to do the GDO route, they probably don't even know what the GDO route is and don't know, like, how to solve the puzzle of Ice Palace.
That could be a Mr. Beast video. 4 speedrunners versus 1 casual Zelda gamer. Mm-hmm. Who will figure out the Ice Palace puzzle first?
So you can see Relkin is doing the ether into mire, which is you do this, descend the mountain a bunch of times and offset your camera.
Oh yeah, this is like really cool looking when he does that. I don't want to spoil it, but when he does the part where he falls a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He just falls for like a million years. Watch this, watch this, watch this.
Whoa. He goes in a different spot than I'm used to. I didn't know you could be that far right, but it works.
I don't know anything about that one. I don't think I've ever... Actually, I probably have for... It's been so long since I ran 80 RMG. DFS says GDO Ice is so much fun. He might actually be right. But the rest of us just wouldn't know.
GDO Ice is also, like, when you do the one-hit KO and you can't hover, you kind of have to do it that way. You have the option of doing mire first and getting the cane, which lets you cheese part of the puzzle. This is what a lot of casual players did, is they would get the cane first and then just cheese the puzzle. But it's still not free. You still needed the big key, I think. You still needed to do 1 lap of the dungeon. Alright, we're going back in.
Alright,
I mean, he got to phase 3 with 2 hearts. I think he could do this. And then he can fix his flippers after Skullwoods. So instead of doing what Relkin did, cross the mountain to East Death Mountain and just do Turtle Rock flippers, but earlier.
What are the chances that Sean still PBs because he's running against a 117?
I don't know. It took me a long time to get to 117. I don't think that's free.
That's fair, that's fair. I mean, I imagine his actual, like, PB skill levels, like...
I don't think his PB has this level of disaster in it. I think it's probably a pretty good run. This looks good. He didn't even get beams. He just gamed. Nice job. He got hit once by a fireball, which, you know...
Only does 1 damage, yeah.
He didn't even need the tempered, but the tempered does give him a little extra range, which probably made the fight easier in its own way. A lot of NMG runners aren't used to this fighter sword fight because it's 1 pixel shorter, so it's easy to go off script by accident.
That's true. I did blind RTA for a bit, and I kept just messing up the fight because he's got a little baby sword. And it was just like, I don't know, I do all the clips like really well, and then I get to that and just mess up the fight, and it just felt so bad.
Do you at least get to do it on script, or do you have to do it off script?
It's on script.
There's a category that does blind off script because of the way you enter the room. It's
yeah.
I don't remember which one, but it's one of the major glitch categories.
I know ADU. In ADU, you drop down the hole. You like, what's the word? Weird shot into bounds, and then immediately drop into the hole, and then you do a different script. I've also seen Yuzu do like, or not Yuzu, Hoda do a script for swordless where he uses like the Cane of Samaria, and that looks really cool.
I've seen Chex do a hammer script for swordless.
Wow. Pretty good mummy statue rune from Sean.
Fun fact about blind, if you absolutely cannot manage the scriptless fight, you can go back and get the maiden again. She's still in her cell, and you can, at least in rando you can. You can just start the fight on script again.
Interesting.
But it's slow, you have to like do the whole dungeon again.
Oh, okay. Relkin misses the fire rod dash. Okay, yeah, misses.
Oh
Spooky.
yeah, it's a different spooky than NMG, so
yeah.
you know it's an item dash, so it makes it harder in some ways.
It's harder in every way, I think.
Yeah. I mean, the spooky is pretty straightforward in NMG, but NMG has 3 spookies, and this one has 1 or 2, depending on like how much effort you put into learning Spooky 3.
Uh-huh.
Well, Relkin does movement in WQVD that I'm not used to, but it worked. Oh gosh. Okay. I wasn't scared. Looks like Sean is having like a really good Skullwoods. Nice. 1 dash or 1 spike fight.
That's pretty solid, yeah.
Both of them got 1 spikes. I wonder if this would have been a gold if he was actually like running against the split. Oh, Sean's doing desert now? Yeah, this works. Wait, no, Relkin's doing desert. I'm silly. I clicked away for 1 second and forgot which runner was on which side. It's not impossible for
okay, hit by boulders? Okay, we're good.
It's just not like...
We're not
optimal.
Sean got stuck.
I'd recommend learning the left side clip. Sorry, the right side clip. It's just mashing the buttons on the top half of the slope.
Is that faster or?
Oh, it's way faster if you're not wrapping your screen.
Gotcha.
It skips the staircase climb. And it's also, it's not a spin speed, which is always a plus. Okay, I'm going to do a normal hair climb. He had the option of doing this before Turtle Rock with a Haripot, but this is also fine. It gives him an extra heart for Meyer. Well, I say extra, but it's a heart that he expects to have for Meyer. But if he does it before Meyer, which is what the older route does, then he would also have an extra heart. Okay, so here's that was cool. I never seen the poke dashing the squirrel to make the spin speed possible.
Oh yeah, I usually
Relkin's-
try to get him with the get Katy Perry with the spin.
Okay, so Sean should cross the mountain and clip down to Zora. He has the money. Relkin is doing a clip that can hardlock the game if you do it wrong, but he's doing it right, so no worries.
Do you intentionally get hit by the bomb there?
Yeah, it doesn't. So, you know, it's puts you closer to the door, and the bomb doesn't knock you back because there's a sort of like a ratcheting transition behind you. And oh, he has to stand away from the wall to get the spin speed. If you here we go.
Uh-oh.
He's fine.
Is he gonna be okay? No, he's gonna clip that way. Got it.
Yeah. That's how you do it. I don't know what your plan was.
No, for some reason I thought he was clipping to the right, and I was like, is the squirrel in the way? But no.
Oh,
he's
no.
left side. Which is what you normally do, I believe, there. So.
If Sean doesn't know what to do next, you want to go into the portal, the swamp portal, and then go towards Meyer and clip into Meyer near like the flute screen. The down teleport on the third bump.
I think that way of doing laser skip is really cool that Relkin did. You like put the pause menu when you, I guess, get to the pixel there, and then you just walk left.
Yes, it's called Gerda Walk. It's dash on grid from the door, and then the you can just like walk left. You get a free laser skip and use the menu buffer, or you don't if you're playing rando. You just YOLO it.
I love YOLOing in a room that can do 4 hearts to you and then knock you off for an extra heart and then just kill you.
Okay, so I hope Sean knows how to do swamp hookshot or Meyer hookshot. In Meyer hookshot, you want to get the big key first, and then you loop around again to the big key. Oh, not that bump, Sean, not that bump. One below. You want to get the big key and then loop around and then do a bomb clip. Or
Oh, no.
Bump 4 will put you up there. Bump 3 will put you out of bounds in the right spot.
Trapped in glitch jail.
Generally speaking, the 4th bump is not the answer. Ooh, Relkin got...
Oh, wow. I'm... Okay,
we're fine. Oh my gosh.
Almost got hit by the skull, too. Wow. I cannot believe that room didn't go worse.
I know, right? I mean, he like avoided the anti-fairy by hitting the switch again. And then Just went for the YOLO dash on the skull, which is fine because you don't need health for this. I mean, he got the fairy. You don't always get the fairy. You don't really need it. Okay, now we're on the right bump. You do desert first, and then you do mire. Actually, you could do mire first if you're doing ice rod here. Yeah, you can still do mire.
I can see why it would be hard to see whether you're gonna balk there, considering what's happening on the screen.
Oh yeah, the screen's great.
Is that grounds for an epilepsy warning, or is that like not that egregious?
Well, it's too late. I mean, I think
just for like next time.
Casting ether is the problem.
That's true, yeah.
I think if you've been watching a lot of speedruns, and you have problems with flashing lights, you probably know by now not to look at the ether cast. I know that some people really don't like that flashing screen. If you're playing and you want to get rid of it, you can just map, and it'll get rid of it.
Yeah, really unfortunate that people didn't figure out to not shove like flashing, strobing, like migraine-inducing lights into video games for decades. You know?
So yeah, you clip to mire at the torches screen and get the hook shot. It puts you in the hair pot room. And you get a free heal, which is super nice. And then you can get hook shot without fake clippering because you have the flippers. Just swim.
I see, that makes sense, yeah. I think that's probably the way, because I did a late hook, so I think that's the way I did it.
Sean does actually need... Okay, no, Sean does not need a key. This is interesting, because he actually did spend the key, right? The Hera key? So he already opened the door. And normally you'd bring
he did, yeah.
Normally you'd bring an extra mire key here, but he doesn't actually need to.
I'm so used to, like, seeing this room and being like, okay, so Mario transition corruption, like...
Oh. Well, I'm used to seeing this route, be like, okay, we're doing Mire Hook. I always check my key counter to make sure I have one. Rare situation when you actually don't need one is you've already unlocked the door. Sean is also doing the correct thing. He must have done this before, because he knew not to pick up the magic. Because you get the magic on the second try. Actually, maybe he didn't. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I am wrong. He did get the magic. It's not at the end of the world. Minor optimization. Yes, Chex is putting the instructions on screen. The great thing about this is it is, in fact, the easiest bomb clip in the game. It's completely normalized. He's getting the magic again. It's so hard to do this room without doing it differently. Yeah, it's in the room below this. Here we go, yeah, you line up with the peg and you dash turn, throw a bomb, and then just dash clip into it. Perfect. Hold up left, there we go.
Okay.
Get the fairies and get a nice free heal. That's why I like this route, you get a full health for a Viddy.
Sorry, I screamed there. I was on the edge of my seat.
I know. I didn't know what was going to happen there. If you don't hold up left immediately, you can hold up left. You can just like press it, but you have to press it cleanly. Because you risk snapping into a part of the wall that you don't want to snap into if you don't. Okay, I already did this flood, so he doesn't need to do it again. And just flippers are amazing. You get to swim in water. This is almost a high five from Relkin.
Oh,
just
look at
missed
that!
each other by a hair.
Oh, okay, we are.
Yeah, don't get the cane. Don't forget the cane.
Yeah, okay, we're going to the cane. And I assume we're also going to just finish the dungeon, right?
Yes. And I think he left behind the pot key. Like, he didn't get the chest key. So he can just do this the way he's used to.
You don't want to have to go back and do this room all over again?
Oh, never mind. The pegs are wrong. That's fine. You can just go the other way. You can just go whichever way he feels like. I don't even know what's faster anymore.
He plays... I don't know what's faster anymore. Yeah, he plays, like... I don't know. He plays random. He knows his way around Meyer, probably.
Yeah, exactly. This way is probably... I don't know. I don't want to make statements about what's faster. He doesn't have to get the spike chest. So he has more health for Viddy. And then he has to remember not to get flippers twice. Oh, nice job remembering that your pegs are down.
It looks like both of them missed the 80 spooky. Because
Yeah,
it is hard.
They both missed the item dash specifically, which is the hard part. The rest is normalized. Oh no, he was too fast. Wow.
I can just bunny mode around this.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just
I find that the worst part about getting hit by a bunny beam in this game is just that it's humiliating. You look like an idiot. You gotta walk around in bunny mode, just like can't dash.
Nice fight.
Everyone laughs at you, points and laughs.
It's a like a dunce cap.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like getting pantsed.
That's funny because the bunny doesn't wear pants, so it's actually getting pants. But we're assuming that Link does wear pants, and that's a questionable assumption. Link wears a skirt? Oh yeah, I guess like in the artwork he does. I don't think the bunny is wearing any kind of skirt though. BFS says it's a tunic and tights. I think DFS is right.
I like to think that he just doesn't need pants because he's an animal. Well, no, when he's a bunny, bunnies are animals, right? Also, Link is an absolute animal. Just like separate from that.
And he's not a plant.
Well, yeah, and there are only like 3 things you can be, right?
Although he is green. Maybe he is a
Animal, plant, person. There's like nothing else that exists.
I don't know, I think he's a pretty fun guy.
Yeah, it's just the type of plant. I'm going to disagree with the scientists on that one. That's just a plant. Bacteria aren't real either.
If bacteria are so real, why can't I see them?
Exactly.
Well, the answer is if you leave food in your fridge long enough, you can see them. By the way, another gold for Elkin. Still holding that steady plus 20s. He got some time back from the Misery Mire time loss when he missed Spooky.
Yeah, look at that. I guess what was his biggest time loss so far? Probably just mostly Eastern. He had a lot of trouble with the clips.
Yeah, it was like half Eastern and half missing Spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else has been pretty solid.
Oh, he's getting Torch Key. Does he normally get Torch Key, or is that like an AD thing to get Torch Key?
I think Torch Key is good in AD because you're not getting the magic in pre-Moldorm.
Right, okay. And also Helmet Key sucks.
Helmet Key arguably doesn't even save time because you're taking damage and have to get a refill after Agawan.
Oh,
right.
Wow, okay. That's interesting. I didn't think about it that way.
I haven't really done the math on it. Because you're also missing magic going in. If you're doing Fire Rod strats in the climb, you might be getting the magic. Wow, nice. Wow, what the heck? That was crap.
I can't believe he didn't...
He just iframed and possibly frame ruled parts of that fire bar. I don't know.
That's crazy. Yeah, that must have been some kind of frame rule, because it was inside of him before he even, like, hooked.
I feel like he had to win at least one frame rule to get that hook out.
Uh-huh. Wow. This guy knows how to GT climb.
Yeah, he didn't even get the heal. And he's doing...
Look at that!
an optional mic arrows. Up to 30, so he doesn't need the arrows after Armos.
What a gamer. And then he does this.
Is that 4 and 2?
I feel like that was a mistake.
Yeah, that looks like my Armos. That's like 4 and 2. Or maybe even 5 and 2. Which works the same as 4 and 2.
Yeah, I think that was 4 and 2. I don't think Rocket normally goes for that.
I think he probably just miscounted the first 3.
Yeah. He was listening to us glaze him and gas him up, and he got distracted and messed up the Armos fight.
Did I miss...
By messed up, I mean, did it slightly slow.
Did I miss Sean doing Turtle Rock? Or is he doing it last?
I have no idea. I really should be paying more attention. I just got so distracted by Relkin.
I feel like Turtle Rock would have been slower than this. So he might be doing it last because he doesn't have to do it now. Normally you would have to do it now because you need to get flippers after, but you already got them, so you can just do it last. And it's faster because he will get an extra text box if he does them early.
I see.
If you don't have all the crystals and you kill Trinex Zelda, and the crystal will tell you to get all of them, and it's like 2 extra seconds, I think, of text box. The funny thing is that nobody noticed until they were timing the routes and couldn't tell where those 2 seconds were going.
Hmm.
Like, nobody who was doing the timing was reading the Japanese text, so they didn't know that there was like an extra text box.
Oh, interesting. So how did we find out? Did like Yuzuhara say, "Oh yeah, by the way, like"?
Oh, I don't know. I don't actually know the story of how it was found out, but it could have just been that, you know, you can see that it's not ending when you expect it to, and that there's an extra text box.
He was so close to getting the 0 cycle. That's tragic.
It's a fast one though, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, Relkin needs the magic, I think. Oh, no, he doesn't. He gets it here. He does need the little magic pot.
Oh, he's pit stated? Okay. Yeah, he's still gonna be fast enough.
Not fast enough to like lamp dash the torch, but
Yeah.
fast enough to beat the fire bar. Oh, he takes the damage anyway. That's funny.
You think he beat the jingle? I don't think he beat the jingle, right?
I wasn't looking, and I don't have his audio on.
I don't have his audio on either, but it didn't look like there was a delay there.
Maybe that's why he takes the spike damage. I think if you can beat the jingle, it does save time, even if you lose refill.
I see.
It's like Sean missed the hook dash coming out of swamp and has to run. Oh, and he gets this guy too. This guy is so annoying.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Oh, he just raw dogs this. Alright.
I don't
There's
he got the mirror route.
No, there's a setup that puts you on the edge. But he just goes to the edge, I guess. Oh no, Relkin.
Oh, okay.
Also, oh no, Sean. Oh, here we go. Nice
Okay,
saving it
picks
with
up
a triple.
cycle. Yeah.
We get the climb. Yes, nice job.
Nice.
He actually has to
he
wait
hit
for
really
the bat.
early, yeah.
He is so fast he had to wait. If you don't wait, then the cutscene never starts and you have to scroll him back on and you lose a million years. Or worse, you like dash all the way to the left or the right and soft lock. So huge gold. And he's on pace. Does he get the... No, he doesn't. There's a quick warp you can get that puts you really close to the spark and doesn't hit you. So the run can just die now because of RNG, but that's okay. We accept our fate.
Wow, yeah, look at that 5-second gold. He's +6 now.
You know,
it is free PB day. You have to keep that in mind. It's free PB day, so, you know.
this gold has a 4 and 2 Armos in it.
True, yeah. And it doesn't even hover. I think for that, like, when you got hit by the bat there, I think what you can do is, like, wait for the bat on that RNG to go around, and then you can just go around the bat without getting hit there. But I could be mixing that up with a different bat RNG.
Oh no, he tried to hook the guard and got short boomed.
Oh, is that what happened? It wasn't
Yeah.
just, like, the hook was too close?
No, you don't need to be a tile away from enemies to hook them.
Gotcha.
It's only to hook yourself to an object.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Or
yeah.
like in practicality to hook push. But you can hookshot enemies at point blank. I mean, I think you should finish.
I think you should finish, yeah.
You can still farm golds and like nice. Nice recovery.
Would be fun to see. We
Yeah,
can get
Relkin-
Relkin here.
Relkin's proud of
can-
this. He should be. He's
can pound
3
as well.
golds. Oh, not bad.
Oh, let's go. All right, I'm calling it. The PB, the luck's gonna be good. It's free PB day. It's a national PB holiday.
Does anybody know how to read splits and can tell me what his PB blue balls is?
135. That's like, I don't know. I think it's different in RMG than that's like 1.5 if this was MMG. So, is the text different at the end? Maybe that's it.
Oh, there's
It's
refill
one.
frames.
Okay. Oh, yeah, a lot of
But,
refill. Okay.
He's running into one, so that's what he says. Or he wants to say.
How many did he have so far? I blanked.
I like how he said dash, which is skip split. And then it's a 151 Ganon.
Oh, okay, that's 3.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I mean, he needed
looks
the
like
rock,
they gave...
I guess, but like at the same time, it's still a really good run.
Yeah, true.
It's a run that I don't think he's been doing this category lately, so it's a rusty, really good run with golds. Okay, doing TR for Sean. Getting back some of that 2-second cutscene time. I wonder if it's faster to do Ice Rod Swim versus Ice Rod Clip if you're on this weird route.
You mean Brahmin Ice Rod?
Brahmin Ice Rod is really fast. But you have to know how to do it. Which is not... Brahmin Ice Rod is not something I can explain over text. I don't even remember how to do it.
I miss Brahmin.
I kind of remember. Every like 2 years, Brahmin comes along and finds something amazing. And then leaves for another 2 years. I think we're due for another Brahmin revolution. What do you predict Brahmin's next discovery will be? What do you want it to be?
What do I want it to be? Reroute for some kind of MG category to, like, get those hyped up or something. I don't know. Brahmin will learn to fly. Yeah, when I was first starting out, my only viewers were, like, Greenham and Brahmin, basically. And they would come in and, like, help me out and teach me stuff, so... That was a fun time. I miss both of them, but, not being super tapped into the community is, like, maybe a good thing if you're, doing some kind of healthy lifestyle type deal outside of all this.
Our holy grail in this category is no spin speed basement clip. Sean, did you get Big Key?
He got the big key.
He mirrored out of the room with the Pokey. Did he go back in just to farm? Oh, he didn't have a key. He missed the small key and had to go back for it. That has to be that, right? Alright, nice run. Save a little time on Ganon.
Unfortunate on the blue balls, but you know what? Even on free PB day,
Well, he wasn't on pace necessarily for even 0 blue balls to save the run.
Yeah, it's true.
With the better Ganon, he could have gotten a really small PB on 0 blue balls, but not much. It was a very tight margin. Usually if you're short a key in here, it's because you didn't get Poke Key. Like, you had to get Poke Key, and you had to get Crystal Roller Key, and you have to get Laser Bridge Key.
Is that Relican?
Sure is.
Hey, solid run.
Yeah.
Nice run. Your sum of best is getting closer to 107.
That's crazy because this is all Louis route and there's no basement clip yet still.
Damn, okay. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, any like highlights of the run that you want to go over? Any like stuff you were really proud of, or stuff that was just kind of like wacky that you remember?
For once, I beat my Ice Palace gold, which was long overdue, so that was awesome. And I followed up with an amazing GT gold too, so just back-to-back gaming splits.
Oh yeah, that fire snake room in GT where you like frame ruled the fire snake and then hooked through it. That was insane. I thought you were getting hit for sure.
Oh yeah, that's a that's a RNG reaction thing. If the second fire snake from the bottom gets hung up on the right side of that room, then you have a chance to go for that hook. If you can not waste too much time nudging against things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are we opening the front of GT? Guess we are. Why wouldn't preset require Pokey Key?
Because that door, I think, is not...
Oh, because the door's not open. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. You're right. Is Pokey Key the one you skip? It's not the Crystal Roller key?
Actually, yeah. Why would you do Crystal Roller? It's such a easy room to mess up and lose time in.
Yeah, I guess we just have to time it ourselves. But yeah, I don't know which one is. It might depend on RNG. If you have to do the walk all the way to, and spin, then you're killing the Pokey could be slower. No RNG? I mean, down left is a little faster, isn't it?
Yeah, the fact that I was only 7 seconds behind PB entering AGA 1 fight was major. That was just... I brought it back so hard after Thieves Town.
Yeah, definitely. Like, really impressive stuff. It looks like you had, like, kind of a slow Eastern. I expect because you're trying to take, like, Lonk and a few other things pretty slow for, like, marathon strats and stuff. Like, I saw a lot of select buffers, which actually really helped you in the race aspect because Sean ended up messing up Lonk and having to redo that. So that was, like, kind of cool to see, stuff that you do in, I guess, like, a race or a marathon kind of context.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely just race strats. In PB attempts, I would go for no select buffer strats. And I would also go for Eastern Citrus. Yeah, the biggest mistake was the messing up AD Spooky, which
Oh, that's right.
I don't think I think no one finds that trick easy because you have to do the dumbest fire rod dash for it to work.
Yeah, it's a pretty difficult strat. I think we both immediately were like, well, 80 Spooky pretty hard anyway, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Like you basically you can go for it, and then I feel like I just give up if I miss it those first 2 times when both of those anti-fairies are heading downwards. So I just give up. It is what it is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like you didn't really like practice this a whole lot before this, right?
No, I just did a couple of I did the early citruses and long state setup. And
yeah, well, if you wanted to go back to running this category, I'm sure you could like pretty easily get a PB.
Probably, but at that point, I feel like if I was going to come back to the category and actually grind it, I would just learn basement clip.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, next time I come back to this category, I want to go just balls to the wall, like, just, hover, route, basement clip, all of that. I think that would be really fun to learn.
Check saying he finds the hammer bridge dash hard in the fire rod dash. Well, that's surprising because missing the fire rod dash... Okay. Maybe they, I think, are same in difficulty, but missing the fire rod dash loses a lot more time than missing the hammer dash. The punishment is different.
I guess that's a good way of thinking about it. But I feel like, I mean, even then, I don't know, the spacing is a lot tighter for 80 Spooky, right? I'm not really sure how tight the spacing is and, like, how, you know, what the pixel ranges are and stuff.
I think the thing that makes Hammer different from Fire Rod is when you do your grip change and how much time you have to, like, slam those buttons.
Is it? I mean, I think for both of them, like, switch my grip on
Beast Town overworld screen.
Like, I find the hammer dash easier because I can switch my grip way ahead. I don't have to be like hitting my sword with my index finger to do the sword slashes.
I guess I can see it. I mean,
I do a really last minute grip swap for the Spooky.
Yeah, I always do a grip like swap on the screen transition. But I don't know. I just think that like that one just has so many more moving parts.
Oh, we're doing it. We're no! Moldorm wanted a Moldorm bounce, and Sean wanted a hover.
All right.
Well, he doesn't have
Sean,
bombs.
do you know how to Moldorm
Does not
bounce?
have bombs. It's true.
Oh, okay.
It's the only reason.
All right, now you hover. He's thinking about it. he baited us.
Maybe they'll try to get a gold GT split or something. I don't know.
Yeah, big props to him for like continuing it out. Because I don't know, we like seeing this game. Game's fun. Game's fun to play. Fun to watch. You know, cool to see like the different ways that people play this and cheer them on when they do stuff. Hell yeah. Says he would have bounced if he had bombs. Yeah, exactly.
Alright, RMG will bring it back. Now, I just got why his Ganon split is called Lord of the Flies.
I think I only read like half of that book. So
that means you didn't get.
Why.
Did you get to the part with the pig?
Yes. The pig head is the Lord of the Flies, and it starts talking to the kid.
Sure. We'll go with that.
Oh no. Okay.
I'd say that's better than what actually happens to the pig.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't know. I was supposed to read it for like 8th grade, and I read half of it, and then I ended up like doing a book report on it after like reading the SparkNotes or whatever.
That's a short enough book that you can just read the book.
There was no excuse, I know.
You can read Animal Farm, you can read Lord of the Flies. You can skip the Scarlet Letter. Read the SparkNotes for that one. The book is boring.
Yeah, I mean, I was, like 13 or whatever. I was a shithead, so.
The only Scarlet Letter I want is the red numbers on these splits.
Well, those are scarlet numbers.
Well, isn't a number just a letter with a different name? Isn't it just a subset of letter?
Well, if you're in like hex, then a letter can be a number.
I could write a letter that is composed of only numbers, except for the address on the envelope. But the letter itself could just be numbers.
Oh, man.
Checkmate.
Well, while we're in the Aga fight, there's nothing to talk about here. If you're doing the Samaria route, I think you can get both of these chests, but usually what I do is I'll bomb the attic and then I'll backtrack and steal the small key, and then I'll death warp out, and then I'll go into the right side of desert with the key. And the reason I do that is because it's really nice to have that door open, because you can also do other things in that door with the cane.
So the real winner is the one that gets fewer blue balls. So Sean can still win this one. Because luck is a skill.
Wait, did we cut Relkin's feed? I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it too.
Yeah,
I guess
I'm in desert in a Prakak, and it's
We're
not
doing
updating, so I'm guessing it got cut.
illegal glitches.
Yep, you got it.
Pops cut it because she doesn't want Nintendo to see us doing all these illegal glitches. They will come for us if they see us do too many glitches.
We didn't want to miss this exciting boss fight on Sean's side. To
They
watch
will
Rel-
send a cease
learn
and
no
desist.
logic tech.
And also for the STC, you don't have to stand like as close to the door. Like I noticed that you were trying really hard to just line yourself up with like the edge of the wall, but like I don't know, you could be like a little bit further away, and like worst case scenario, you just have to throw it around, the block around a little bit more.
It's true.
Hmm?
Oh,
For
yeah,
the
cannon for Sean. So,
Oh, you actually were looking at my stream. Okay.
yeah,
I was.
we can see it on our end. The
Oh,
comms.
stream can't.
Yeah, apparently the stream can't. Oh, now I can't see it because you went off.
Yeah, this time I actually cut it off.
No, because we have an actual boss fight now to watch, not Aga 1. I think... Can Sean beat his NMG?
No, he
I
can't.
thought he had a 124.
Oh.
No, he has a 125.18. I know because I tied it today.
Oh. Oh, yeah, no, he cannot beat it. It's 137 is the fastest cannon time from landing. Which, in this category, it's actually like 137.5 or whatever, the fastest time plus 0.5 seconds, however long it takes for the sword up thing to finish.
Oh. But the sword up is the place where you split, isn't it?
Yeah, like whenever you hit a shing.
Oh,
then,
there's like 30 frames after that? I see.
Yeah, 30 frames after that before you regain control of Link, yeah.
I didn't know that this was actually slower.
Yep.
Compared to NMG. Now I can not feel bad about my, like, 150 gold. Or whatever it is.
30 frames really made all that difference.
I mean, I'm sure it's better than my
150
NMG gold.
150 is pretty solid.
I think it's more than 150. Oh, nice fight.
Alright, get your GGs in chat for Secretly a Sliver. Powering through.
Mhm. GG.
He used to dot down in the race room.
You don't have to rush him.
Hey, there it is.
He can finish the... Although he might have actually forgotten. Yeah, it was honestly like pretty cool learning new stuff with you, and I think we all learned something about rerouting on the fly for someone who hasn't run this in a while. There we go. We are joined by Secretly a Sliver.
PG.
Get me
GG.
out. This. When do I do this? Like, Malmo helped a non-zero amount, but
At some point, you get enough disasters, you just start playing rando.
yeah, pretty much. That's essentially what I was doing, because I'm like, okay, well, there's no reason for me to go to TR right now, and not even realizing, oh, the door's not open, you dingus. So I had to open the portal. And then at that point, it's just, faster to sit through the cutscene than to go down and try to hook clip in. Sure, I don't actually know.
I think one of the best GDQ runs I've ever seen was one where the runner just absolutely messed up in some crazy way, and they and also the commentary couch had to rack their brains together to figure out backups on backups, and then finally got back to the route.
Was this Glenn running out of magic in Pod?
This was, I can't remember. It was some RPG. I can't remember.
Oh, it wasn't
exactly
this
what it was.
game. Okay.
Yeah, it was a different game.
Because this happened in Glenn's GDQ
Really?
run.
And he had backups for it and stuff.
Well, I think it was the couch was helping him find ways to refill his magic so he could retry the hook push.
I see. But yeah, I don't know. It's just cool to see what happens when things don't go right. And I think we all learned something, and we went on a journey with you. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm glad I could show off backups, even though it felt bad in the moment.
yeah, definitely. I don't know. Fun race. Any closing thoughts from either of you?
Apparently there's a key door in vanilla that's not in the randomizer.
Yeah, correct. It gets patched out in the rando because then there are 5 key doors and 4 keys.
Okay. Also, the reason I skipped Pokekey and preset is because Crystal Roller doesn't have any RMG, so I can just go through and grab it.
Oh, I see.
Around.
I think I just prefer the Pokey because the Crystal Roller strat in AD is, I find it trickier than NMG. So
it's a different room. You're doing it backwards. And you can soft block if you do it wrong.
Yep.
Alright, thank you, Restream. Thank you, Toms.
Yeah, thank you, Pops, for restreaming.
Thanks.
Thank you both for putting on a show for us.
Thanks, Combs.
Thank you, Malmo, for carrying my ass, because I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to this category.
Sorry, that was funny. GG, congrats on your win, Rilken, and good job, Sean. I love it when people, even if they don't win, I really love it when people finish the runs, because you still get to learn and watch and enjoy it. So thank you guys both. Thank you, Comms. Looking for a raid target. There's some stuff going on today. Saturday is pretty busy on ZSR, so trying to see what's going on the schedule. If you guys have a suggestion, though, type it into chat. We can send you that way.